Within different habitats across the globe, there happens to be a wide diversity of organisms which call them home, some of which live only in that area or are native only to that environment. Animals like the San Francisco garter snake, native to the Bay Area, or the California newt, native to the redwood forests, are just a few examples. In this video, we're going to be taking a look into some of the different plants that call the Baylands home, and maybe even spot a few animals along the way. So here's a cool plant. Come with me. So here, we're standing right in the middle of the marsh, and you'll see that there's actually plants growing in this salty environment. This is called pickleweed, and this is one of those plants that's super adapted to life, especially out here in the marsh. This is native to the Baylands, and it has the special ability of growing in fresh, brackish, and even salt water. And the way that it does that is it sucks up all the water, takes it even all the salt water, which would kill a normal plant. It takes it all up and actually condenses it into the tips of its stalks. Now this water is brackish, so it's not as salty as normal salt water, but you can actually see where it's most red is where all that saltiness goes. And if I try it, it actually tastes pretty salty. So that's just one of the plants that lives out here in the Baylands. Let's go see if we can find some more. So here above me, you can see there is an oak tree, but we're actually not going to talk about the oak tree. We're going to talk about something in the oak tree. This is a wasp ball. Now, if you come over here, they drop to the ground sometimes, and you can see it. It's basically a very peculiar ball that's just suddenly growing from the tree. You may ask, what the heck is that? Well, it's actually something that a insect makes called an oak wasp, and it will actually come up to a little flower from the oak tree, lay its eggs inside there, and then after a chemical reaction takes place, and then it makes the wood kind of inflate into this balloon-like thing, and the larvae inside gets to eat all of the plant tissue. So it's basically like a little parasite for the oak tree. Here, so this is a great example of what's happening inside the oak gall. You can see there's a little cavity in there, and there's a little bit of the poop from the wasp larvae. And if I were to crack this open, I'd see a little wasp inside. So here's one of those plants that's sadly not native to the Baylands, and that's actually taken over. You've probably heard of it. It's actually called Fennel. It's a very common seasoning and spice. And it's growing a little prolific in the Baylands, and it actually is invasive, but it's just such a cool plant. So this plant has like a ton of uses. It comes from southern Europe, around the Mediterranean, and number one, it's great food, and it has a very potent aroma and basically taste to it, so it makes for a very, very good spice. And actually, it is the spice, if you've ever had licorice, you taste that fennel taste, that fennel spice That's where the licorice taste comes from. Actually, in Greece, they used to say that if you drank fennel tea, it would actually give you courage in battle. So I'm gonna take some of this with me. Now here we have another plant. This, as you can see, is growing in close proximity to the pickleweed, and we're right on the edge of the bay, and it actually is quite similar to pickleweed, but it's actually a whole different species. This is called beach saltbush. It's a bit of a tongue twister, but as you can see, it's growing by this very salty environment, so it's basically adapted, like pickleweed, to growing in these conditions. And it looks very vibrant and green. As you can see, it has these thin leaves and this thin stem, a bit like the pickleweed, and that helps it survive in this environment. Ooh, we also have a little friend, ladybug. I wish. What should I? Oh, that's my wish is gone. After finding and presenting various species of plants, I happened to spot and capture something quite unexpected. Yes, oh, he's trying to bite me. This looks like a male western fence lizard. Or it could be a sagebrush lizard. I'm not sure. Oh, he's gripping on. His claws are quite sharp. Get off me, thank you. Wow, just look at that. I guess animals just make it into everything on my videos. Look at that guy. Well, I'm gonna release you, little buddy. There you go. So fun catching lizards. So I saw some amazing stuff exploring out here in the Baylands. Saw that little lizard, the pickleweed, and even the oak galls. Some incredible stuff when you're out here exploring in nature. So I'm Braylon, and thanks for watching.